So how exactly do you retire rich in Africa as an average income earner in Africa? It is by identifying the specific knowledge that houses the income skill that you desire. I just mentioned six income skill that you can acquire that can make you a millionaire. And getting committed to consistently seeding your mind with that knowledge so as to buy the future that you desire in the process of time. How exactly do you retire rich as an average income earner anywhere in Africa? It is by identifying the specific knowledge that houses the income skill that you desire and getting committed to consistently seeding your mind with that knowledge so as to buy the future that you desire in the process of time. So welcome to part 4 of this new series that we are dealing with, right? And if you earn less than 100K monthly anywhere across Africa, this is how you can retire rich in Africa, right? This is part 4. We've moved from part 1 all the way to part 4 that we are now. I'll be closing by part 5, right? My name is Dan Arubasa. I'm a life after school coach. I'm a quantum leap enabler. I'm a value market strategist. I'm a goals achievers expert, and above all, I am a master SME fundraiser with over a decade experience across board. So in this series, from part 1, we began talking about the fact that your income, right, should be considered as a seed. If you want to retire rich anywhere across the African continent, even though you earn less than 100,000, the first thing you must do is to consider your income, no matter how small it is right now, as a seed that can be sown, right? And we look at the fact that a seed has 3 characteristics. It has the ability to multiply itself into multiple states of existence, right? And also number 3, that every seed has the components that make up its source. That is why it can become as fully grown like its source, right? And number 3 thing that every seed have in common is the fact that every seed will need time and the required environment to grow into the fullness of their potentials. We dealt with that in part 1. In part 2, we move on to talk about the fact that the principle of life supports, that everything must be sustained by the source out of which they came. In part 2, we began to look at the fact that your mind is actually the source, the primary source of your income. So if you feed your mind, right, as a source of your income, if you feed your mind will feed your income. If you want to change your income, don't focus on your income, focus on your mind, because your mind is its roots, right, is the source of all your income. The strength of your mind is what will determine the strength of your income. The largeness of your mind is what will determine the largeness of your income, right? So if you focus on your mind as a source of your income, you will be able to improve yourself. In part 3, we began to deal with the concept of the fact that how do you position yourself, basically change your life by changing your mind. If your mind is a source of your income, how do you change your life by changing your mind? I'll look at 3 things, right? Number 1, we have to recognize the fact that your mind is actually a field that can be nurtured and seeded for an uncommon harvest in the process of time. If you want to position yourself as an average income earner who want to retire rich in Africa, you must see your mind as a source of your income. That's in chapter 2, that you also recognize the fact that your mind is like a field, that if feeded, right, feeded, seeded, and nurtured, it has potential to produce a harvest that is uncommon for you. And number 2, we look at the fact that, right, that you must choose to quit the blame game, right? Stop looking for who to blame for the reason why you earn less than 100K. Rather, you to focus on your mind as a source of your income, and as you feed your mind over time, your mind will produce results that are mind-blowing. For you, number 3, we look at the fact that you should step away from being a generalist and start a journey towards becoming a specialist at solving a particular problem, right? Don't be a generalist, right? You must move in your journey into becoming a specialist. And we promise in part 3 that in this part 4, we're going to start looking at the content of the 5 high income professions where you can become a specialist in the 21st century and begin to produce high income within the shortest time possible. This is actually your journey towards a wealthy retirement. This is where it begins. Right? So don't forget that in this channel, How to Retire Rich in Africa, in every video I share practical strategies that the average income earner anywhere across the African continent are literally engaged to transform their lives financially within the shortest time possible. So if you are watching this on your phone, it'll be good to put your phone on a landscape so that you can see the engagement of what we are talking about in pictures. And don't forget also, if you are new to this channel, we are particularly invested in savings. Saving a percentage of your income is a drive that you must begin to execute for yourself if you want to retire rich anywhere across Africa, right? I will make reference to this over and over again. Davido said that every time that he meets with Dangote, one of the first that Dangote tells him is that save your money. There is nothing more that he tells me. That is what the CEO of the Billion Gang talked about, OBO, by himself. So you would have imagined that probably Dangote would tell OBO to invest in this and invest in that. But according to Davido, every time he meets Dangote in an event, right, or maybe a family gathering, an event somewhere in between him, first thing and the only thing he tells him all the time is that every time I see him, he says, save your money, right? And saving your money here does not just stop at saving your money in the bank. Right? You can be saving assets. There are videos available on this channel that show you what you can do with your savings, and no matter how small your income is right now, what you can do with your savings to be able to change your life financially. I would like to break it down that if you are an African, and a Nigerian in particular, who lives either outside or within Africa, and you can afford to save 200 naira, 500, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 or more daily or monthly basis, then you should subscribe to this channel, right? And for those who are watching us outside Nigeria, it doesn't matter the country you're watching us from right now, right? All you have to do is to convert our Nigerian naira into your country's currency. You will know the equivalent of what you should be saving, right, on a monthly, on a daily basis, right? So if you're saving 200 naira daily, that is 6,000 monthly, and 72,000 naira on a yearly basis. If you are doing 500 daily, that is 15,000 monthly and 180,000 on a yearly basis. It doesn't matter your income. There are videos on this channel that shows you what you can do with your savings as you save it on a monthly basis and over a 1 year period. If you are doing 1,000 daily, that is 30,000 on the monthly and 360,000 naira on a yearly basis. If you are doing 2,000 daily, that is 60k monthly and 720,000 on the yearly basis. If you are doing 3,000 daily, that is 90,000 monthly and 1,080,000 on a yearly basis. If you are doing 5,000 daily, that is 150,000 on a monthly and 1.8 million on a yearly basis. So the journey continues to how much you want to save and all that. So let's dive in right now into part 4, right? As we look at the 5 high income professions where you can become a specialist in the 21st century. So in this part 4, first of all, I want you to imagine what you are looking at now is a seed of a palm tree, right? I'm sure you know what a palm tree is, but I'm very sure you don't. This is what a palm tree look like. So these are the image of a palm tree, the seed of a kernel, a planted and they begin to germinate right from the earth after some time. But I want you to imagine that, let's say you have a plan, you have a vision to own several hectares of palm plantation, because you want to produce oil, you want to produce soap, you want to have an industry with it. That's the palm plantation, as it were, right? But let's assume that you started as a seed. You pick some of these seeds and you planted them on the earth. And after planting them on the first day, every day you go back to uproot those seeds to look at them whether they are germinating. If the seed is not, if the fruit are not started coming out yet, you plant it back to the earth, you go to sleep. Overnight, the next day you come back, you uproot it again, look at whether it's already started germinating. You do that consistently for 7 days, 1 year, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. You see that whether it's the one, you uproot it every day to see whether the fruit is what is germinating. Of course, you already know what that means. Over time, that seed Even though it has the potentials to become the palm plantation that you are trying to accomplish, that seed will never be able to manifest into its full potentials. Why? Because you are consistently separating it from its environment where it should maximize its potentials, or where it should take roots downward and begin to shoot its leaves upward until it grow to become a full grown palm tree. So inside this palm seed is a palm plantation that might never see the light of the day if there is a consistent uprooting after each of their planting. If there is a consistent uprooting of that seed, right? Each time after you have planted them, there is a consistent uprooting of those seeds. It will never see the light of the day. Amazingly so, that is exactly the reason why many of us who are in Africa, even though we earn an average income less than 100,000, it is the main reason why many of us will never be able to earn much with our lives. Don't forget that your mind, we have said in part 3, is like what? It's like a field that can be planted. And what you plant in your mind is knowledge, just like we dealt with in part 3. How do you become an engineer? Right? You feed your mind with the seed of knowledge of engineering. And over time, you become an engineer because your mind has been seeded to become a professional engineer. How do you become a doctor? The same process. Your mind is seeded with the relevant information, relevant knowledge, and over time you become what? A medical doctor. Your mind begin to think like a doctor. Your mind begin to understand what it means to be a doctor. What you should do at certain instances when certain things happen. Why? Because your mind has been exposed over time to become what? A medical doctor. So imagine that as your mind is being, go to school and your mind is being seeded to become several at the same time. For instance, you go to the university, you spend 1 month in engineering. After you spend 1 month in the engineering department, you go to medical school, you spend another 1 month there. You go to another department, you spend another 1 month there. And for 5 years, you become like a confused man because your mind is not planted. It's not being planted with a particular seed. The seed that is being planted inside your mind is not left there and fed, nurtured to become what? To stand, to become, to grow into its full potentials. Just like the seed of our palm tree, that is what knowledge is. So if you want to become a high income earner in any field on this earth, what you should do is the exposure of your mind. The exposure of your mind into specific knowledge. Given time, focus on those. Don't jump from here to here. Today you are in Facebook marketing. Today you are learning how to plant maize and become a millionaire. Tomorrow you are learning how to plant cashew, to import cashew to China and become a billionaire. You are jumping from city to city, jumping from field to field. Your mind will never be trained to become a specialist or to become an expert. That's why in part 3 we said you must move away from being a generalist and move into that place of becoming a specialist at something. And you invest your time, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, or to become certified with results to show in that field. People begin to see that you are what? You are an expert in this area. Right? So what are the 5 professions that your mind should be fed with? Especially as a young man somewhere across Africa, especially as a young lady somewhere across Africa, you should feed your mind in 1 year, 2 years, not jumping from here to here, not jumping from field to field, but staying focused in that one course and learn all that you can learn within that field frame. Exposing your mind, seeding your mind with the required knowledge available in that field. I guarantee you, just like a seed has a seed of a palm tree has within it a palm tree, I guarantee you, if you expose yourself to knowledge in your choosing field for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, you become a high income earner within that field. Because you're not just going to learn just about the skill or the knowledge available in that field, but also the business side of that field. And when you spend a decade there, you become a highly valuable asset in that field. Someone who can become a consultant, who is dishing out knowledge, information that people are ready to pay for, seeking for your counsel in that particular field. So what are these 5 fields that you can focus on over a 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, 4 years? And even though you earn an average income right now below 100,000, in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, your income will begin to jump. What are these 5 fields? Number 1 is digital marketing. You move from a beginner and you become an expert. You move from a beginner and you become an expert, right? Let's go online. I'll show you some things about digital marketing. See, how much do digital marketers earn monthly in Nigeria, for instance? You could Google your own time, you could Google your own city, you Google your own country you are watching from. Say, according to Salary Explorer, a person working as a digital marketer in Nigeria typically earns around 342,000 per month. Salary ranges from 171,000 lowest to 530,000 highest. However, according to Whale Marketers, digital marketers in Nigeria earn between 40,000 to 2 million monthly in Nigeria. The amount a digital marketer takes home monthly depends on their level of experience as well as the sector of digital marketing they specialize in. I hope you get the points. So between 40,000 to 2 million, depending on your expertise, your experience. So over time, you learn the basics of digital marketing and you expose yourself. Say you do to align up, but by the time you spend 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years in digital marketing, you become a highly sought after marketer in digital marketing. He said also that according to what is the difference between a digital marketer and a digital marketing specialist, right? According to the Career Explorer, digital marketing specialist works to initiate effective marketing campaigns online and to translate business goals into successful marketing campaigns. They effectively communicate through appropriate technology platform. In contrast, digital marketers in general have a core focus on engaging audience via marketing campaigns, offering information to customers, and essentially driving sales for a business. I hope this helps. So imagine that you are moving from earning 100,000 below 100,000 every month into earning 342,000 to 500k to 2 million on a monthly basis. Why? Because you have seeded your mind over time to become an expert in that area. Number 2 area also another profession that you can become a highly valuable high income earner. Even though average income right now, number 2 is affiliate marketing. From beginner to experts, you expose your mind. It's not jumping from today you are in affiliate marketing, tomorrow you are in digital marketing. No. If you want to focus on affiliate marketing, right, let it be your field. Let it be something that you are committed to. Because the potential to become an expert in this field and become a high income earner in the 21st century is so high that in 1, 2, 3 years, when your mind is seated with the right knowledge, you'll be amazed at the kind of results you'll be getting at the end of the day. According to ZipRecruiter's data, the average salary of an affiliate marketer is $78,000 per year. However, salary can range from $41,000 to $119,000 per year, depending on the various factors. On average, affiliate marketers earn around $51,000 per year, with a top affiliate making up to 71,000. Lowest level marketer make around 38,000 on average, right? In a Nigerian naira, that's about let me see what that is. In Nigeria, that's $41,000, right, per year. 500 times 777 today's exchange rate, right? That will give us 32 million, right, per year. Divided by 12, we give you about 2 million or 2.6 million on the year. That's on the lowest level, right? Some earn $48,000, right? The point is, this field that we are talking about here, if you give yourself time and begin to learn the ropes, begin to seed your mind with the relevant knowledge available within this field, your life will be changed within 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. Why? Because you have exposed yourself to the knowledge available within those fields. Within those fields, you have exposed yourself to the knowledge available within those fields. Number three, right? This field, number three on this field, high income field where you can become an expert in the 21st century is data analyst. To become a data analyst, and funny enough, Google has a certified course on this. And you become certified in this field, right? Exposing yourself to the required knowledge that is available within this field. For instance, again, let's go to Bing and let's begin to look at what an average data analyst earns on a yearly basis. Let's see what a professional data analyst how much does a professional analyst earn in Nigeria. We are talking about Nigeria. Let's focus this on Nigeria, right? It's according to Salary Explorer, a person working as a data analyst in Nigeria typically earns around 360,000 naira per month. Salary ranges from 168,000 lowest to 481,000 highest. This is the average monthly salary, including housing, transportation, and other benefits. Another source, Salary Scale, estimate the average net salary for data analysts in Nigeria to be 154,000. So the entire idea I'm talking about here is that this field, these professions pay amazing salaries on a monthly basis spread over a year. From becoming a digital marketer, a professional digital marketer certified with result to show, into becoming an affiliate marketer certified with result to show, into becoming a data analyst with result to show. Number 4 is data entry, another amazing field with enough income potentials that can pay you in both local and foreign currencies. Number 5 is graphic design. See, graphic designing is so powerful in a digital age like ours, like we are living in, because everybody's trying to go digital. Everybody wants to have a social media presence. Everybody wants to be online. It will blow your mind how much graphic designers earns across the world. It will blow your mind how much graphic designers earns across the world. Let's see if Bing will give us some things to talk about. And also, as you're watching this video, at the end of this video, you can go and begin to do your personal research for yourself across these 5 fields I've mentioned. When it comes to this data entry, let's look at graphic designing just to save our time. Okay, this is graphic designing. So according to Salary Explorer, a person working as a graphic designer in Nigeria typically earns around 200,000 per month. Salary ranges from 94,000 lowest to 320,000 right highest. This is an average salary, including housing, transport, and other benefits. So it's so mind-blowing what this skill could do for you. So I've mentioned number 1, I've mentioned digital marketing from beginner to expert. I've mentioned affiliate marketing for beginner to expert. I've mentioned data analyst for beginner to expert. I've mentioned data entry for beginner to expert. And I've mentioned also graphic designing for beginner to expert. And lastly, as a bonus for you, number 6 actually is video editing. Video editing today in the world of content creation. If you put your heart, do your research. We'll look at that in part 5, which is the last part of this series. If you put yourself to the game and learn and begin to seed your heart, as in learn by doing, exposing, practicing, and up to the point you become a beginner and you become an expert, a professional at what to do. The kind of money you'll be making in this age will not be compared. Nobody will believe that you once earn an average salary that is below 100,000 and above. So why take any of the above mentioned 6 skills seriously? It's pretty simple. Number 1, all 6 expert mentioned above can be acquired remotely and practiced remotely while earning millions of both local and foreign currency from the comfort of anyone's home anywhere across Africa. You can practice digital marketing. You can sign up for digital marketing training program and you can learn it remotely. That is, you can learn it at home. No need to go out to any place. At your spare time, weekend, you can learn to become a digital expert over time. You can become a digital marketer expert over time. You can become a video editor taking online courses. You can become a data analyst learning from the comfort of your home. So you can learn this skill remotely, and you can also offer this skill remotely, earning both foreign and local currencies. So why should we take these 6 professions very seriously? You're right. If you learn and apply individual, if you pick any of the courses, if you pick digital marketing, for instance, affiliate marketing, for instance, pick video editing, for instance, graphic designing, for instance, every expert mentioned above has the economic potentials to single-handedly make anyone a high-income millionaire anywhere across the African continent. This is why you must move from blaming anyone else into focusing on seeding your mind. Pick your field you want to focus on and become an expert in that field, and begin to feed your mind in that regard. Over time, just a focus on just that one profession, right, can make you a multi-millionaire economically. In 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, you will see yourself swimming a lot of resources, as it were. Number 3, why should you take any of these courses seriously? Right? If learned and applied as a team, right? A team of young people across Africa coming together. One is an expert affiliate marketer. The other one is an expert digital marketer. The other one is an expert data entry expert. The other one is an expert data analyst. The other guy is a powerful video editor. The other one is a powerful graphic designer or a web designer. If you come together as it, you guys will be able to build a multi-billion-dollar marketing agency with branches spread across any nations of the African continent. Why? Because every skill mentioned in this video is a future of marketing anywhere in the world. And these skills can be offered both locally and globally online. You can work in your house, you can work outside your house. For as much as you are an expert in those fields. For instance, Gary is a number out of the 10, right? When it comes to affiliate marketing. Right, for instance, let's look at something here. For instance, as of 2021, Gary net worth is estimated to be $200 million. Gary is a co-founder and CEO of global digital advertising agency, Vania Medias, partners of a venture capital fund, Vania Rise, daily vlog host, and 4-time New York Times best-selling author. Pierre Gary is one of the most recognizable marketing gurus, as he told in one of the interviews. He started 33 years ago by plucking the flowers from other people's yards in the neighborhood and selling them in the market. As you see, he's pretty much successful with sales. 30 years ago, he has become an expert. So imagine that you spend the next 30 years of your life, right? The next 10 years becoming an expert in digital marketing, becoming an expert in social media marketing, becoming an expert as a data analyst, becoming an expert as a graphic designer, becoming an expert, right, in video editing, right? The kind of money you have access to, it will just be mind-blowing. It will just be mind-blowing. So how exactly do you retire rich in Africa as an average income earner in Africa? It is by identifying the specific knowledge that houses the income skill that you desire. I just mentioned 6 income skills that you can acquire that can make you a millionaire, and getting committed to consistently seeding your mind with that knowledge so as to buy the future that you desire in the process of time. How exactly do you retire rich as an average income earner anywhere in Africa? It is by identifying the specific knowledge that houses the income skill that you desire and getting committed to consistently seeding your mind with that knowledge so as to buy the future that you desire in the process of time. Right? Again, I ask you, how do you become a pilot? By exposing your mind to the knowledge available in aviation. How do you become a doctor? You seed your mind with medical knowledge. How do you become an engineer? You seed your mind with the knowledge of engineering. How do you become a millionaire or a high income skill earner? It is by identifying high income skill and seeding your mind with the knowledge available in that field. That is your journey to becoming a multi-millionaire or a millionaire, even though you earn an average income right now, anywhere across Africa. In part 5, which will be the final part of this series, I'll be looking at organizing yourself into becoming a high income specialist anywhere across Africa in a single year. We're going to train you how, even if you choose to pick a skill that is outside of all the 6 that I've mentioned, right? How do you organize yourself into becoming a high income specialist in that field that you have chosen? And in a single year, you've put yourself into a high income earner within that field of your expertise. Exactly what you should do to become a high income specialist is what I will cover in part 5. And we'll bring this series. So don't forget, if you're an African and a Nigerian in particular who lives either outside or within Africa, and you can afford to save 200, 500, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, or 5,000 or more daily or monthly, then you should subscribe to this channel. If you are doing 200 naira daily, that is 6,000 on a monthly basis and 2,000 naira on a yearly basis. If you are doing 500 daily, that is 15,000 on a monthly and 180,000 on a yearly basis. If you are doing 1,000 daily, that is 30,000 monthly and 360,000 on a yearly basis. If you are doing 2,000 naira daily, that is 60,000 monthly and 720,000 on a yearly basis. If you are doing 3,000 daily, that is 90,000 monthly and 1,080,000 on a yearly basis. If you are doing 5,000 daily, that is 150,000 naira on a monthly basis and 1.8 million on a yearly basis. You could do more according to your capacity. But don't forget, this channel is particularly for what? For average income earners. So if you want to be helped as a guy, somehow you want to join the community of wealth creators anywhere across the continent, the Global Wealth Creators community on Facebook with Dan Arubasa is where you belong. Right now on this channel or this video you are watching right now, there is a description to join the community. All you just have to do is to find the link, click on that link, and it will take you directly to the Facebook community where you'll be asked some questions and immediately you'll be able to join the group as it were. Also, on this video right now below, you have a link to our learning resource online store where you have access to a lot of our materials where you can purchase both paid and free online courses and ebooks that you can download and begin to expose your mind on how to retire rich anywhere across Africa. So in part 5, like I said before, we're going to be dealing exclusively with organizing yourself into becoming a high income specialist anywhere across Africa in a single year. Don't forget, my name is Dan Arubasa. I'm a life after school coach. I'm a quantum leap enabler. I'm a value market strategist. I'm a goal certified expert. And above all, I am an SME certified master fundraiser with over 10 years experience across board. See you in another video.